Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals Podcast, episode 37. Tonight, we're talking Waluigi, Donkey Kong rumors, the future of Animal Crossing content, and our top 5 most wanted Smash Bros. Characters. That and more. Well, I am joined tonight. I'm Andros, by the way. I am joined tonight as I'm joined every podcast episode by my co-host, Micah.
Yep.
And we are also joined tonight by special guest, Justin from NintendoWatcher.com. Justin, welcome.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm loving the Wayne's World hat. That's a classic.
Excellent.
Yes, and I'm also digging all the Nintendo merch you got behind you up there.
Oh yeah. It's got to go somewhere, you know.
Oh, and I didn't see that you moved. You had some the like collector's Pokeballs down there. I had one of those when I was a kid, man. Those are awesome.
Yeah, I at one point had them all. This is the Mewtwo. I at one time had them all, and I don't know what happened to them. I lost them to the sands of time. But my wife went back to her parents' house over the weekend and brought back arms full of them. So
Nice.
yeah, it's pretty cool to have that collection, you know, as an adult.
Yeah. I was like, I had like one of those. I don't remember where they came from. Were they like a toy that was with like?
It was Burger King or McDonald's.
I was gonna say it was like a Happy Meal
2000
toy. Yeah. Way cooler than the toys they give out nowadays. Those are like nice quality collectible things.
Yeah.
Well, we have a fun episode planned tonight. I'm excited to dive into some Smash Bros. E3 predictions. But I guess before we do that, we'll talk What You Playin. But before we get into anything in that regard, Micah, how is life for you, my friend?
Pretty good.
Nice.
Not too much going on.
Same here. My week has been pretty busy. I haven't had a ton of time to game, unfortunately, so my What You Playin will probably be pretty short, but I did slide some stuff in there, so I at least had something to bring to the table tonight. It'll be a sad time. It'll be a sad week when I show up and I have nothing to talk about in what I've been playing. But that's adult life. Justin, how are things going for you in your world?
They're good. Pretty busy week this week too. Got a little bit of gaming in, but I've been doing so much catch up. You know, in sort of this lull period we're in with the Switch right now before E3. I've been trying to catch up on some old games, and I know you guys are super into Pokemon Snap, so I was trying to play that a little bit just in case you brought up something. But I started playing this RPG. It's a couple of years old, but it went on sale in the eShop a few weeks ago, and I picked it up, called Shadows of Adam. Have you guys played that?
No, I haven't even heard of that one.
It's this retro style 16-bit JRPG, but it's designed for like busy gamers. So instead of it taking you 60 hours to complete it, it takes about 12. So I was playing that. It doesn't like really break any new ground or anything, but it's sort of a callback to all of the old great SNES RPGs.
How is it designed to make it? Is it just an overall shorter game, or like is it designed in a way that the play sessions are shorter?
It's an overall shorter game. So
Okay,
I got
gotcha.
through the entire playthrough in about 12 hours, and I was like taking my time, checking every corner, talking to NPCs and stuff. It's like they designed it. I think they call it a modern RPG. Anyway, really, really worth your time if you're into that kind of thing.
Nice. Awesome. Well, with that, I guess we'll transition to the first section of our show, and let's dive more into What You Playin. Justin, do you want to start us off as our guest? What else have you been playing lately besides? Remind me the name of that one. That was Shadows of Adam. Shadows of Adam. I sound like
So,
such an old man. That's Atoms of Shadow.
I'm almost embarrassed to mention this out loud in public, but I am just getting around to Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Okay. Well, don't be
Yeah,
embarrassed. Mike and I have
we
not
haven't even
played
played
Fire
it.
Emblem. We're not Fire Emblem guys. I
I didn't think I was either,
Okay.
and my friend talked me into it, and I'm only like 2 hours in, but I'm enjoying it so far. The other game I've been playing this week, and I finished this morning. Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. It's my favorite indie game on the Switch right now. If you like Legend of Zelda, it's sort of like a super self-aware Legend of Zelda, but Zelda is a turnip, and you like it even calls back to the the opening line when you get the sword from Legend of Zelda, when the turnip gets his sword, and you work through these dungeons and you take on these bosses, and at the end you're unraveling this corrupt vegetable government conspiracy. It's like silly and fun, but if you like the original Legend of Zeldas, you'll love this one. The one thing I didn't like about it, have you guys noticed these games that flip the B and the A button?
Yes. Yeah.
So it does that. It drives me crazy.
Yeah. Where you're like, where B is confirm and A is cancel.
Yeah.
That's where it really
Yeah,
gets me every time. I'm just like, oh, and you can tell that it's like because it was maybe designed with like an Xbox controller in mind, or and it just wasn't remapped or reworked to fit on Switch. That's my guess. At least that's what I was going to talk about, that exact same problem as well, because I played some Minecraft today and I had to go in and remap my controller. I was like, man, I can't, because I'm like, just in my mind the B button is jump, right? I like
Yeah.
have to, that has to be jump, but it was not. It was crouch, which makes no sense. But yeah, yeah, I'm not a fan of when that happens in games, especially because Nintendo was first. So I feel like that button layout with B on the bottom is like the definitive. That's where the B button is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy there. Maybe it wasn't that way. If I'm looking at like I don't have it on me, but like an old NES controller.
I can't remember.
Micah probably has one in there.
let's
He's
see.
got
It's
like
like,
all his systems right next to him.
yeah, but I never had a NES.
Yeah.
Actually, I've never even had a Nintendo 64. I do have some controllers though from a friend. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure which friend or why I have them.
Well, N64 controllers go for a pretty penny nowadays, so get to hang on to those. Well, anything else you want to
It's
highlight
like,
in what you've been
yeah,
playing,
I
Jesse?
just looked it up, and the A is on the right and B is on the left.
So B being lower, right?
Well, they're on the same level.
Oh, for the original.
Or
For the
yeah, for the
original. Yeah,
original.
yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, and that's what I'm picturing in my mind. So you've got oh gosh, I don't know if my camera is the right direction, but I'm thinking north is X, west is A, south is B, and I'm sorry, east is A. Gosh, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try and finish that. Yeah,
I generally don't go based off like the letters or shapes on the buttons. I just remember where
I thought you were gonna say
the
I
button has
generally don't
best things.
describe things using north and south. Like, that's probably a
I mean,
safe
that's
call.
true. But yeah, I mean, like if you ask me like, oh, what's the right button? I'd have to look at a controller or think about it for a while.
Yeah, well, when swapping between two games that flip flop the confirm and back buttons, it gets really noticeable just because your muscle memory will go to one,
Yeah.
and you have to like remap that. So, cool. Turnip Boy evades tax evasion. That sounds like an awesome game. I'm definitely checking that one out.
It's so much fun. So just that and Pokemon Snap. I'm trying to work through that. I don't have the nostalgia for Snap because I never had it for the 64. I don't know how I avoided it, but I'm enjoying it. It looks great. Really puts Sword and Shield to shame, you know?
It does, yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, you look at that and you're like, is this even the same system?
Yeah.
It's that drastic. Yeah. Well, so as a newcomer to the series, does it live up to the hype? Because that's something we can't really give a fair assessment of. And I know we have a lot of listeners that didn't grow up playing Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, it's fun. My wife doesn't even mind watching me play it, and so that's a huge thing. The only thing I don't like about it, and it sort of drives me crazy, is and you've seen the memes about this, but like the photos that the professor thinks are great are the ones that you sometimes you can't even see the Pokemon. It's like behind everything else, but it's the one that gets the most points or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Micah, you just posted a picture today, or was that yesterday, of like, oh, look at this great picture I got of an executor, and there's like, I didn't even see it in the picture.
Yeah, they were like, it was a picture of these like two Pokemon fighting. I was like, oh man, this is really cool. This is awesome. And you can see like one front of a leaf or something from behind one of the Pokemon's heads. So I'm just like, oh gosh, why?
Yeah. I feel like that's probably a pretty complex system that they use, but I do feel like it fails a lot when I'm like, oh, I'm dead on a on a Pokemon and it somehow gets one behind. Yeah, I've had that
Yeah, and
happen.
even when you're framing your photo, so it looks really cool if you want to share it online. You don't get the whole Pokemon in it, and the professor's not into it, and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the times your coolest pictures aren't rated the highest. They tend to be rated lower. But
Yeah, because he's just going based off of like size and frame, direction facing. But you could get like a really cool shot where the whole Pokemon's not in frame. Like a headshot of a Machamp. That's a pretty I've gotten some pretty cool like close up photos of Pokemon, but I'm like, it won't score very well when I like this one's gonna score better, even though it's way more generic and boring. Yeah.
Well, and that's in keeping with the story too, right? Like you're going out trying to do like
like
scientific research.
research, yeah. So it actually does make sense. You
Maybe
just got to remember to
the
take
next
those.
one, instead of doing a research mission, will be on like an artistic. We'll be working for a Pokemon art museum.
That could be cool.
That would actually be pretty sweet. Yeah, nice. Well, Micah, do you want to share with us what have you been playing lately?
Well, of course, some Pokemon Snap.
Nice.
I had one other incident where you have to. I was trying to get like it was one of the like a request to get some interaction, and it involved two Pokemon, and I had to get a picture of one Pokemon with the other one like in frame, but it kept focusing on the other one, so I had to do the same. And of course, it was right at the end of the course. I had to do the same course like 3 times just to get that like so it's framed and focused on the right Pokemon.
It's gross.
So yeah, kind of like K9 I actually mentioned in the chat. Rage quitting is possible in Pokemon Snap. 'Cause I was a little close. I was like, I'm gonna come back for this later if I don't get it this next try. So, but yeah. Besides that, I finally started playing some Moonlighter 2 again, or just Moonlighter.
I was like, whoa,
Yeah, I was like, I don't
when'd
know
you
where
get
the 2
this?
came from.
When'd you get this access to Moonlighter 2? I didn't even know that was in
So
production.
yeah, wasn't supposed to tell people about that yet. My bad. No, but yeah. Ever since Pokemon Snap came out, I hadn't played any other game for like 13 days. So yesterday I played some more Moonlighter. Have a blast with that still.
That one's so good.
Oh yeah.
Like the shot mechanic, and I mean it's The Legend of Zelda plus Stardew Valley, right? It's so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what when I was like looking up reviews about it, they're like a lot of people are comparing like if you want your like Stardew Valley scratched, thick scratched, then pick this game up.
yeah, my wife is really into Stardew Valley, so I'm hopeful that will be able to pick this game up. I think she'd enjoy it. And I'd enjoy it probably more than I enjoyed Stardew Valley, because that one's like straight farm simulator, and this is like a dungeon crawler mixed with a farm simulator.
Yeah. Michael, what'd you think of the combat in that game? It was tougher than I expected.
Yeah, I definitely stick with spears. I haven't tried other weapons too much. Just like the extra reach on a spear, I feel like makes a lot of the combat a lot easier. But some enemies that the extra reach doesn't really help that much with. But yeah, it's relatively simplistic, but they have like all the different dungeons with different enemies that do different things that keep it pretty fresh with all the different enemies.
Nice. So, how many different types of weapons are there? Is there a big variety? Is it
I think there's 5.
It's kind of similar to Hades then?
Yeah, they have a sword and shield. I think just a big sword, some sort of punching weapon, a spear, and then a bow. Is that all of them?
I think so. And then you upgrade like as you upgrade the town and make more money, you can upgrade your weapons.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, speaking of spears, the reason I didn't play a ton of games this week is because we got a new book, and I am reading the Stormlight Archive, Book 4. For those not familiar with Stormlight Archive, that's a Brandon Sanderson series. So good, so good. And the main character is his preferred weapon is spear, so that's good transition.
That's actually why I tend to try out spears and weapons.
Because of that,
weapons in games now. Just
like,
because
I want to be just like Kaladin in the Stormlight Archive. Yeah, that's a great series. So yeah, that sucked me in like pretty bad. So when I have free time, I'm like, oh, I want to read more of my book, which is odd. I'm not a huge reader. I don't read a ton, so for a book to grab me like that's pretty cool. But that has nothing to do with Nintendo. I'm here to talk about my games I've been playing. I played a little bit of Fortnite this week. I played.
Oh, yeah. With me a little bit.
I did. I was gonna say I actually played 3 days this week, which is the most I've played in a long time. I played some solo, and then I played some with Solo from the Discord and K9 as well. K9 Cantina, who's in chat tonight. So yeah, that was a good time. We when I played with Micah, we lost a bunch. I think we get matchmaked with like really good people when we play with Micah.
My internet was so bad. I mean, I was like, there were multiple times where I just froze up for like 7 seconds at a time.
Yeah, we're talking about rage quitting. Micah rage quit that night. It was one of those nights where he finished the game. He's like, I'm done. I'm done. I just can't anymore.
Well, the final straw was I'm like on top of a building, looking down at Andrew just getting murdered by these 2 people, and I couldn't shoot my gun or move. But I mean, I could like turn and look. I'm watching Andrew just get like double teamed and killed by these guys, just holding these grenades, trying to throw them, and nothing happens for like 10 seconds. And then they both look up at me, and I just like instantly died. I'm like, well, yeah, I think I'm done for today.
It's it was, that one wasn't fun. But when I played with K9 and Solo, we won every match except our last one, which we got 2nd place. So
oh, dang.
So hey, well, we might have lost one match in there, but we had a 2-win streak, and then so that was fun. It's always fun to win. Just kidding, but like Fortnite's a good one to hop back into every once in a while. And then I also played a tiny bit of Mario Odyssey. My son is still really into Mario Odyssey, and asks for help to get to hard to reach places. So he'll see something in the distance and be like, hey, I want to go there. So there was a platform in, what is that place called? The Donkey Kong City.
Oh, New Donk.
Yeah, New Donk City. There's a lone building out there with a pipe, and I didn't know where the other end of the pipe was to get to it. So I ended up going up to the top of a building and using one of those, it's like a safety cone that will fling you. And I flung to the side and then just kind of floated out as far as I could and used cap jumps to get out there. Definitely not the intended way, but it was totally doable. I made it all the way over to that.
How old's your son?
He is 4.
Oh my gosh. I was just thinking, imagine growing up with Super Mario Odyssey. Like that's what 64 was for me, and Super Mario World before that. Imagine growing up with Odyssey.
Yeah. He has a great love for Mario. I'll come from Mario Odyssey. It's like his favorite game. And yeah, I can't imagine like being a kid now, because like Mario stuff, like toys, there's Legos, there's a lot more like t-shirts, all that stuff. When we were kids, like the only merch that we could get, and I had was like Pokemon stuff. Like that was really big and popular in like the early 90s. So, but like you wouldn't like go to a Walmart and see like, oh, there's a Mario Bros shirt. Like that wasn't a thing at that stage of humanity. What we have come a long ways
So far.
Yeah, kids nowadays just have like so much that they can really like get immersed into the stuff, and I think that's pretty cool. It's become like a very much a bigger medium. Man, yeah, I can't imagine being like now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, if that was my first Mario game.
Yeah, it's just it will blow your mind.
Yeah, well, what are you? Where do you even go from there? I mean, that's what I thought with 64. You're like, what are they gonna do next? Like, this is it. This is the future.
And then they got Flood.
Yeah. And then that was practically like my first real foray into 3D Mario. I played the original 64 later, but I never actually owned a 64.
Yeah, I started on Super Mario World. It's my first one I can remember playing. Yeah, and then besides that, for me, I also played a little bit of Minecraft this afternoon, which played with one of my younger siblings who still lives at home, had it all set up. And it's the first time I've played Minecraft with another Switch owner, and it's really easy to join a match when you're on the same platform. It's kind of complicated to join cross-platform, where you have to like search for a cross-platform gamer tag and then add them as a friend, and then from there make an invite to that person. But this, I was able to just click in and just join his game. That was pretty cool. And yeah, they've added so much to that game since I last played. So much. I was like, he's thrown all this stuff at me, and I'm like, oh, all right. And I've got a shield. I've got like these foods I'd never seen before. I'm like, okay, this is all stuff they've got. So they're updating that game constantly, and that's pretty cool.
I haven't played that one in years.
Yeah, there's been a lot added. I was surprised how much more there is in there. Well, let's hop on over to the next segment of our show and let's talk some Nintendo news. All right, so we've got some pretty interesting news articles this week. First off, for anybody looking to pre-order Mario Golf, if you pre-order here in the States through GameStop, you'll get some nifty little Mario Golf character pin set. You'll get like it's a little Mario and Peach, and they're pretty nice pins. It was kind of lame to me. I was like, yeah, I don't need to pre-order this. Some pre-order bonus.
Cooler than I expected.
In I believe Europe, might be Australia, you actually get a golf ball with a Mario Golf insignia on it as a pre-order bonus.
That's cool.
That's kind of cool, I guess.
I feel like that's a pretty cool little like collector's piece. But
what's with pins now? I think they did pins for Origami King, and I think they had them for the 3D All Stars.
Yeah,
right?
they did. Yeah, they did the 35th pin set.
That was
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone listening in chat will have an opinion on that. It's been kind of like a recent thing. It feels like I haven't seen so many. I didn't see so many pre-order bonuses that were pins pre-Switch. Not that I can recall.
Do you guys do physical releases?
I do most everything I can do physical. I try to do physical, but for most like indie titles, I don't want to wait for the limited run printing, and those are usually pricier than just getting it. So, but for like first party, I'll try and get the physical. How about yourself, Justin?
I used to be physical only. I like to own my media, whatever that means now. And then when the pandemic happened and supply chains were disrupted so much, I was ordering games wanting to have them on launch day, and then I would get them like 2 or 3 days later. And that made me switch, and I just started going digital, and now I love it. It's so easy to flip back and forth between games. And I was already doing it like you said, Mike, Andros. I was already doing it for indie titles anyway, so
Yeah.
it felt normal to go to digital. But I wondered if like that was part of the reason they're trying to add these like cool collectors things because more people are going to digital. But I don't know.
Well, I think, uh, I mean, I correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm pretty sure for the company they want to sell digital just because it's cheaper for
It'd be
production.
easier.
They make more profit off of it because they don't have to produce a cart and all like the plastic and all the stuff that goes with it. I don't know.
Yeah, good for GameStop though.
Yeah. Yeah, good for GameStop. I Yeah, they've had some. I pre-ordered Pokemon Snap and 3D All Stars through them, and I got posters, and I thought those were pretty cool because they're unique. They're not sold anywhere, so you can get some like unique artwork. But a lot of people don't even like. You see some. I read online comments saying like, "Why do we get lame posters as our so like it's hard to please everybody with what you get as your pre-order bonus, and yeah, you're 100% right. More and more people, I think especially due to pandemic, have moved to digital only. But yeah, I don't know. I like collecting stuff still, so I like having the physical when I can, but I'm not picky. Uh, I
It's generally
also
what I can get the best deal on.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I also find that as someone that owns multiple Switches, since we have our Switch and a Switch Lite, I like the physical more because for uh, for a digital copy, you can technically share between two systems, but the one system has to always be connected to Wi-Fi. The secondary system will have to always be connected to Wi-Fi in order to use and play the game. So I didn't like that. I like being able to take them on the go, both of them, and you can just switch out the cart. It's a lot easier. That's that's my experience. Uh, anyways, so moving on, Micah, you'll be saddened by this, but a lot of news outlets are reporting on this obscure Facebook post. Not so obscure anymore, I guess. But former Retro employee Michael Wikan says Metroid Prime Trilogy port would be a Herculean effort. And he's speaking specifically to porting Metroid Prime 3. So you've got the Metroid Prime Trilogy, like doing the first two games would be probably pretty straightforward. But Metroid Prime 3 is designed specifically with motion controls and pointer shooting. And it would take a lot of effort. And he even gave an estimate that was something like 1 year with a full team of like 6 people to make it compatible. And so it's not like he seemed skeptical of it actually happening. Now he hasn't worked at Retro for like a decade, so he doesn't know, but he's just I think he's trying to temper people's expectations, because from what I have seen and heard, people are like, trilogy's done. They just are sitting on it and waiting for Metroid Prime 4 to be almost ready before they release it. But I mean, this casts a little doubt on that being technically true.
Well, it just sounds like they just need to get 300 people to work on it for like a week.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, that's exactly how it works. You're about to graduate with a degree in software engineering. Are you sure it wasn't a degree in business management? Because that sounds more along that line.
Maybe I got a double major and you just didn't know.
Yeah. But what are you guys' thoughts on this? Do you think a trilogy port is coming?
I've read the same thing, that it's ready and they're waiting. I don't know. It seems like more bad news for the Metroid franchise. Like I, I can't imagine being like a die-hard Metroid fan. I mean, I like Metroid, but being a die-hard fan, and then with all the delays with 4, and then to see this, so it sounded like they were gonna have to hard code everything from 3 to get it to port to the Switch. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe they do 1 and 2 and skip 3.
Yeah, it just seems kind of weird to do that.
I don't know. Like maybe they just
I
do.
mean, I feel like if they're just gonna do like 1 or 2, they might just stick with the first.
That's what I was gonna say.
I don't
Maybe
know
they
why that
just.
just seems a little less weird than the first 2 and not the third.
I do have to ask though, what has what has Retro been working on since Metroid Prime 3? No, they did Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. But
Yeah.
that's been out for a while. What have they been working on? They weren't working on Metroid Prime 4 originally. So maybe this is what they're working on. They did put that team of people on it, and it will be coming. And maybe instead of a port, it will be like more of a remaster.
That would be awesome.
That would be cool.
So like they remaster, maybe, and in that case maybe they do just do the first game and they just remaster it with enhanced graphics, just be, better quality everything.
Yeah, that'd be one way to get me to buy the game for the third time.
Nintendo is so good at that. I can't tell you how many times I've bought I don't know, Super Mario 64. Like I've owned that several times in several iterations.
Yeah, I've bought that a
Yeah.
few times. And another one, Pokemon. I feel like I've bought Pokemon Red in some form like 4 times at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They definitely their IP holds its value, and games hold their value. I think it would be really cool if the trilogy port is a thing, especially if it's going to launch pre Metroid Prime 4, so people that might be new to the series, because there's going to be people that get Metroid Prime 4 that have not played a Metroid Prime game before. I'm going to be one of those people.
Practically you, right? You played part of the first one, didn't you?
Mm-mm.
Or is it the third?
I played the third, yeah, a little bit of the third.
You know, I really hope that if they are rebuilding 3, that Nintendo is thinking about doing something different with their motion controls. I like motion controls in some games, but they have to have the button control capability too, like they're putting into some games now. Like it's just going to make it so much easier for them to resell it on the Switch 4, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Make it more future proofed. That's definitely a good line of thinking. Because yeah, it's like with this Skyward Sword port. I am interested to see how that's going to work. I kind of want to use the motion controls because I feel like that's the way it's meant to be played. But I do like that they found a way to map it to the controller, so you don't have to use that, and you can play on your Switch Lite. So yeah, that's a good point. Moving on, we have we do have one that did not get delayed and is now released. We have Calculator releasing on the Nintendo Switch eShop. And there you go. This has officially
Exciting
become
stuff.
an all-inclusive machine. Switch 2 is going to be a cell phone as well. It's going to have it's just going to be it's going to become everything. Well, we're still missing, we don't have a camera, which seems weird since the 3DS had a camera. I always thought, like, why did we lose that? But oh well. So if you're looking for a calculator and you use your Switch a lot, so the reason I want to talk about this is because I really am sad that I'm no longer in school, because I would have loved this. I would have been like bringing my Switch to school, pulling it out, tossing it on my desk, and when someone goes like, "Wait,
It's
hey,
for
whoa,
the calculator.
yeah," I'm like, "Oh, I'm using the calculator."
It's the whole
Let me
reason I
just
bought the
quickly-
Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just quickly close out of The Legend of Zelda and bring up my calculator.
I feel like the calculator app needs to have quick switch functionality. Like that needs to be programmed into it.
Are they
You
selling
just-
it for like $10? Is that the price point?
I'm pretty sure,
Is
yeah.
it? It's not free?
It is
$10
not. They are charging it. Well, yeah, I'll pull it up right now. See here. Calculator on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, $10. It's like, I just assumed it would be free.
Does it do like? I'm seeing that it's scoring really well on Metacritic. 10 out of 10.
Hey,
Are they really charging $10? Because does this do more than a regular calculator? Can it like graph stuff and whatnot? Is this like a? This just looks like a basic calculator.
yeah,
I can't
I
believe
don't,
this.
like,
What?
yeah,
Okay.
it's for in case you're out and about with your Switch and you just don't have a phone.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder.
You know, like you're out. Do you guys remember those old math problems from elementary school where it was like, you run into somebody on the street and they ask you if this train left at this time and another train left at the other time, what time would they both arrive at the same place?
Oh yeah.
This is for that. Like, you don't have your cell phone, but you have your Switch, and you can, do the long division to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. It's
For
for
$10. I mean, who's buying this thing?
Yeah,
I don't know, but apparently they're loving it, according to.
I mean, I got
according to
Moonlighter
sources.
for $8. And hard to imagine I'd get more use out of this calculator app than that.
It's got
Yeah.
a lot of replayability, I
Like,
guess.
really.
Yeah,
I'm still just trying to find some reason why it costs $10. It just looks like it's a regular calculator.
I feel like you need to get it now, Micah, to review for our channel. for our
Yeah,
show.
I'm definitely not going to be getting this.
And yeah, there you go. On some slightly better and more exciting news, we have 2 brand new renders of our boy Waluigi, and if you are way excited about those renders, which I feel like I need to just pull a picture of that up to show. I should have prepared. But if you're excited about that, they also, Power A is putting out a Waluigi themed controller, which it's pretty hilarious because Waluigi doesn't fit on top, so it like curves on the arm of the controller. I know I have a picture of this downloaded somewhere.
It's so you can potentially play Waluigi in Smash Bros.
It's so you can potentially play as Waluigi in Smash Bros.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to hype us up.
They're hinting at what's to come. Okay, guys, I've got this pulled up. Let me let's see here. We'll share my screen and go live with that. Hopefully this doesn't break OBS. Boom, there you go. in the for those watching live. This is a beautiful photo of our pal Waluigi.
Yeah, I'd seen this, but I hadn't noticed before. Is that his tongue sticking out, like gonna lick the flower?
Yep.
Yeah, it's it's like Girahim from Skyward Sword.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Nintendo knows exactly what they're doing here, guys. They know. Like how could they not have done
You know,
that on purpose?
I kind of like it though. They're just like leaning into this Waluigi subculture that Nintendo fans have. You know, so many times Nintendo tries to play it safe and not let fans have fun with some of that stuff, but it seems like with Waluigi, they're just leaning into it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm hopeful that this means more, especially with them saying that they're doing that PowerA is doing a Waluigi themed controller, and they released what is that render for? Like it
For fun.
was shown in a Nintendo Minute episode, just as a comparison for colors, and it was like, where did you get this? Because that's never existed anywhere else. That was the first time that had been seen. And then they also released his golf outfit for Mario Golf Super Rush, and he's rocking the fedora and like the full mobster outfit.
I like it, the buttoned up vest and everything.
Yeah, yeah, man. Between him and then like Wario's tycoon, like cowboy hat and checkered pants. You're like, man, these guys look like they're ready to play some golf.
Did you
I am
guys
doing it.
catch? Did you guys catch the Waluigi and Wario SNL skit last week too?
I did
I had
not.
not.
It was like quite a week for them.
Yeah, yeah, they were on SNL. Who was it? Elon Musk who was playing.
Elon Musk,
He was playing Wario.
perfect.
So yeah, I mean, it's an exciting week to be a Waluigi Wario fan.
Yeah. All 10 of them are probably really excited.
All 10 of them are probably, yeah, they probably are. I'm one of those 10. Probably president of that fan club. Waluigi's my favorite. We'll talk about Waluigi some more later. That's a hint at the community corner. So that's about all we have for news. And what a way to end. We'll talk about Waluigi and Wario. So let's move to the next segment of our show, which is out of the realm of news and into the realm of rumor. And today in the rumor mill, we have a big rumor circulating around right now. It had been circulating already, but has recently been brought up again, that the team that was behind Mario Odyssey, so Nintendo internal team, is working on a new Donkey Kong title, likely to be announced at E3. Now, the reason that this is being hyped up so much now was from a prominent leaker. The name escapes me at the moment, but put up just a blog post on several things that they believed would be happening in regards to E3. And they doubled down that the Donkey Kong game is not going to be a 3D title, but a 2D title, or 2.5D. As modern 2D games kind of all still have a 3D look to them, but they're still a 2D platformer. But there are also several rumors floating around that it will be a 3D game. A lot of people speculating it'll be like Donkey Kong 64.
Was that Zippo that was saying it was going to be 2.5? Was
Yes,
he the leaker?
Zippo. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And Zippo, I mean, Zippo's had some great predictions in the past, especially in regards to like Smash Bros. So I can definitely see some credibility here. It's been a while since the Donkey Kong title came out, so I can see it happening. What are you guys thinking it will be? What would you like to see?
I'd definitely like to see a 3D Donkey Kong. I feel like there are a lot of cool things they could do with that in 3D. For some reason, I haven't been able to get as into the 2D Donkey Kong games so much.
Yeah, I mean, you did play through the entire Donkey Kong Country, the first one.
Yeah, and I mean, I definitely enjoyed that. But I tried Tropical Freeze. I think that was one at least, and I didn't get very far into it.
Yeah, it's I am in the same boat. Like I know people love Tropical Freeze. I know people love it. But I just couldn't get into it, guys. I was like, I don't like this game that much. I know that like I really liked the art style. I thought that I've talked about how I like the original art style a little bit more because it's a little bit more unique. Because I remember thinking like, whoa, for Donkey Kong Country, like this is 3D, this is groundbreaking. Whereas this looks a little bit more generic and what we've come to know, like this is what Donkey Kong looks like, similar to how Mario looks. Um, but they did things with like the shadow levels where you're just an outline of Donkey Kong. Those are really cool. So I like the look of the game. It's a very pretty game, but I don't yeah, I didn't get into it. I've tried it several times and never really I don't think I ever made it past World 1. I'm a disappointment as a Nintendo fan.
You know, I really hope it's another 3D attempt. I never played 64 Donkey Kong 64. I think you had to have the expansion pack or the
Yeah.
extra 64 thing, right?
Yeah, they sold it with it in for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, I never had that. Never got to play it. But this is sort of a meta point. But if it's 2D, I mean, it's probably going to be a great game. But they've got the Odyssey team working on it. You're going to kind of expect something huge and awesome. Does make me worry though. Well, what's going on with Odyssey 2 if they've got this team tied up on a Donkey Kong 3D? So I don't know. I'm sort of two minds about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I personally think that it's not if it's 2D, then they're not putting the whole team on this. There's no way. I do wonder if they would put enough stock into it to make another 3D because that's what I want as well. I think Donkey Kong 60. I enjoy Donkey Kong 64. I know it's got mixed reception because it was in that like awkward teenager phase of 3D platforming, where transition from a 2D game to a 3D game, and it's not perfect. There's a lot of kinks, uh, but I do think it would be cool because Nintendo really hasn't done like a 3D platformer in a while. Odyssey, I wouldn't really describe as a platforming game. It's more of an adventure exploration type game with some platforming. But that's I don't know. Yeah, so something maybe 3D platformer. But I also think just straight up making an Odyssey like game with those big levels that you can just openly explore in a Donkey Kong world, that would be amazing. That I think that would be really cool. There's a lot that you can do with that.
Nintendo always has like this gimmick with their big first party releases. I mean, with Odyssey, it was Cappy. With um, Sunshine, it was Flood. Galaxy, you had the gravity mechanic. It would just be so cool to see something like that with Donkey Kong. So it's not just your normal jumping around and throwing barrels and stuff, but actually have some sort of gimmick that makes that game stand out.
Yeah, what kind of gimmicks do you guys think they could do for this? I mean, they've done gimmicky Donkey Kong games before that have been so like they did the bongo drum one.
Just
Oh
make
yeah.
the rhythm-based combat.
They turned it into a turn-based fighting game. Donkey Kong as a Fire Emblem game. That would be interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I mean, I never would have been able to predict Happy as a gimmick, so I'm sure if they come up with some gimmick, it'll be something I'm not expecting, but it'll be great.
Yeah, I think one of the things for 64 was that you could play as a variety of characters and swap between those characters. Bringing that back would be really cool. And I don't know. I'm waiting for a game to do what Odyssey did, but be able to support multiplayer. And I feel like Donkey Kong's a good chance for that. So you've got like an open exploration game where you can play as Donkey Kong and Diddy.
Yeah, that would be awesome. A lot better than like your second player playing as Cappy, right?
Yeah, that's no fun. That's the little brother mode, but no little brother actually wanted to play that, right?
Yeah.
And then in Mario Odyssey, or not Mario Odyssey, Mario Galaxy, you had the extra pointer. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Shoot the star bits.
Yeah, and you could pause enemies. I remember we used that a couple times to cheese levels. But yeah, that's one where I'm like, I think that would be a cool thing if multiplayer is the focus. So yeah. Beyond that, the same rumor also doubled down on a 2D Metroid game being in development, and this could be good news in the wake of the trilogy being kind of shot down, which
Or just
again,
another disappointment.
yeah, just another disappointment. A 2D Metroid game that would potentially be announced at E3. I do have to come in here with, we have our rumor mill. We always I always bring in my massive grain of salt to eat with all these rumors, because a lot of these are like, this is all going to be announced at E3. We're going to get this and this and this and this and this. And then we end up with, Pro WrestleMania 2000 and gosh, what was the superhero teen girl squad?
Oh yeah.
you get games like that instead, and then people are like, this was a waste. So I think we can't come in too hyped for these things, but it does make sense. It has been a long time since we got a 2D Metroid.
Yeah, and I just feel like something big has to be in this E3. I don't know if it's something from these rumors or not, but I mean, 2021 is still a pretty light year for releases, and I don't think there's a holiday release yet either, right? I don't think Zelda is going to be it.
You don't think Zelda's going to be it?
I don't think so.
And if
I
it
think
is, they'd have to mention it at E3. I would think. I'm pretty sure if we don't get anything at E3, then it's definitely not coming.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah. All we have for right now, it kind of all ends in July, which is interesting because we do have games announced for July and June. So E3, will E3 focus? I think E3 will mention those. Like, we'll probably see a little bit more of Mario Golf. We'll probably see a little bit more of Zelda Skyward Sword. But other than that, our year is pretty empty post July. Like, what's happening? So
when are the Pokemon remakes? Is that the fall? I can't remember.
Oh, that is
sounds about right.
I think that's November. We'll have Micah fact check that. But yeah, so the Diamond Pearl remakes, which I don't think they're going to count that as like a big title because they're remakes. That I feel like they're leaning more towards Legends as their next big Pokemon title, but I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like it just says late 2021. There are kind of rumors that November would be a prime time to release it.
Would be. Yeah, so what's your guess, Justin, for big game coming for this E3 to be like the holiday closeout for the year?
I could watch this in December and be incredibly embarrassed. But I've read a lot of stuff about a new Mario Kart. Ending the year with a Mario Kart Ultimate or Mario Kart 9. I don't know. I could see that. I think
It's
Maybe not.
been the one that is on the Switch is technically a Wii U title, right? So
Yeah, it's
it
like
would make
8 years
sense.
old, 8 or 9 years old.
Dang, dang, yeah, that's
I
weird to
like
think
didn't
of.
realize.
Yeah.
I was listening to a conversation about this today from another podcast, and they made the point that the there's so much more you can do with the series. Like a lot of people say, like, oh, this is the definitive Mario Kart, but there's a lot more you can do. You can definitely add more characters to the roster. More can be done to make your carts more customizable, where you can change the colors and stuff. Costumes. I was gonna say, like, I look at Mario Kart Tour on mobile and I go, why don't we have that over here on a main game? Like their game looks so much cooler with all the releases and stuff than what we have with 8 Deluxe.
They could do something cool with online too, like have like Grand Prix and stuff that are online that you can join
Yeah.
in on and like really get in on the multiplayer aspect. It sounded like with the Mario Party DLC that they were testing out some new servers. So I don't know. I really hope Nintendo steps up their online gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mario Kart Mario Kart I'd say functions pretty well. They programmed it really well with the online. There's still some weird things you'll see where like you hit someone with the shell and they don't spin out. Things like that. But for the most part, it doesn't affect your game. You're not going to see like stuttering ever. But yeah, you're right. More modes, like for sure, would be really cool. If you could set up like tournaments, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. What do you guys think? What do you think's coming at the end of the year? They have to have something.
Metroid Prime 4.
Okay, but what? I know that's what you want, but what do you really
I,
think's gonna
I
come?
I think if I believe hard enough, it might actually happen.
I,
Just got to manifest it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make my dreams a reality. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of hopeful. Breath of the Wild 2. I'm probably not, is what I'm thinking. But I think there's still that chance.
yeah. So I don't think that the big thing is Donkey Kong. I don't think that the big thing is Metroid, 2D, 2D Metroid. I'm just looking at like sales numbers and what turns profit, and like what was the holiday game this last year? Was it was it Zelda? Was it Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity? Was that like the holiday title? That's the one
I
I'm
think it.
remembering. And that didn't do super hot. I don't think that they're gonna have 2 years where they like it did well. It did well enough. I think it sold a few million, but not as much as I'd say a holiday title for Nintendo. Typically, they're hoping will sell.
Yeah, just such a niche game. I mean,
Yes.
it was fun, but it was not for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't forget Doom Eternal last year was a holiday
That was a
title.
holiday title?
Yeah, it looks like December 8th when it came out on
I
Switch.
forgot. Yeah,
Or
they
that might,
delayed it. They delayed it a bunch. Yeah, because we were doing the Nintendo Pals Awards, and it was like just barely come out. it won the it won an award. I don't remember what, but
yeah, so I can't remember if it was best soundtrack or something, or
it's like best music. Yeah.
that's,
Um, I really think that it's got to be a Zelda something. I am hopeful it's Breath of the Wild too, but it might just be another HD collection. So I'm talking like the rumored double pack of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD. I still don't think they're going to sell those as a bundle. I still think that they're going to sell them separate. Like, why would they bundle them together? They know they can make money selling them separately. I don't know.
It seems weird to me that they would sell Skyward Sword for $60 or whatever, and then bundle 2 more Zelda titles together. I don't know, it just seems like those would cannibalize each other. Like can you see a parent being like, yeah, I'll buy you all 3 Zelda games this year?
Right.
Oh no.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is like there's all these rumors of there's even been rumors now of a HD port of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask as a double pack, and I'm like, can they do this much Zelda at once? Like, can they really and expect it to be as successful as they're hoping? I don't know. I've brought this up several times, but I think a Wii Sports something would be a big hit, and could be considered a big seller ticket item, because I know Wii Sports kind of doesn't count as the best selling game of all time with its like 80 something million because it's a bundle, but Wii Sports Resort is in the top 10 Nintendo sellers of all time, which is the sequel. So if you took away the there's arguments you could be made here, like, well, if you took away the bundle, would Wii Sports have sold that well? I don't know, but those games, there isn't something like that right now on the Switch. Clubhouse 51 games is probably the closest you'd get, and that doesn't have the name power of Wii Sports. So I'm hopeful that something like that will be coming. That's my guess. I know that's a kind of a wild card guess. We're gonna get a Wii Sports on the Switch, but like a Nintendo Sports World or something like that. Some casual targeted sport title.
Maybe Strikers.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
I would love that.
Yeah. We have Oso in chat says he is hoping for Donkey Kong, but in Octopath Traveler art style. That one's a joke, but he said he's thinking it's going to be Mario Kart as well. He agrees with Justin. I've also heard rumors that it's Mario Party 2. Super Mario Party 2, not new. Too many titles.
That seems kind of weird to, like, right after updating to allow online play.
Was it a test?
I think it was a test. I think it's going to be DLC, though. I don't think it's going to be a 2.
Yeah, that game sold really well. If they did a 2, if it was like a big enough thing that they could do 2, maybe. But you can make the same argument with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's like, well, why make a new game when it sold so well? I feel
it seems like it's still selling pretty well.
But I feel like a new one would also sell really well. Like, Mario Kart is always going to be up there because of what it is. Mario Kart Wii sold like crazy.
Yeah, everybody who currently has Mario Kart 8 is going to buy the next one. They're just going to double their sales. But that's true. Mario Party, like, I remember when it came out, we had friends over. Like, every time they came over, we were all playing Mario Party, But we only had 4 boards, so you play through it a couple times, and you never want to play those boards again.
Yeah.
So they come out with the DLC, maybe add 8 more boards, or remaster some old boards from some of the old games. I don't know. I think you could sell that for $20.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's one I don't think they were planning on it doing as well as it did. I think, to be honest, because the last several in the series have been kind of swing and miss. You look at Mario Party 9 and 10, you just go, those didn't do as good as I think they were hoping. And so they come in with this one, and it's more of a classic style, but kind of bare bones as far as like a Mario Party game goes. And then it sold like crazy. It's just selling super well. And I wonder if dropping the number helped the series feel more newcomer friendly.
Made it more fresh, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a soft reboot of Mario Party game series.
Could totally be what happened.
It was like Smash Ultimate, right? Like, after a while, it just, all the weird naming conventions get kind of old. Like, this is the Ultimate one. Buy this one.
Yeah. And maybe that's what they do for Mario Kart as well.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, I think a Mario Party would be a really cool
But they
addition.
it's Mario Kart Zero, and they also include F-Zero characters.
They should. It would probably not please the F-Zero fan base, but I mean, it's the best we're gonna get.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Mario Kart Ultimate. Yeah,
Mario Kart Prime. They have Metroid Prime characters.
yeah. I was thinking about this. Someone was like, "Oh yeah, who would you have in if you added characters to the roster?" And I was like, "What if they added like a Metroid, a playable Metroid as a character to Mario Kart?" I just imagine
That'd be
that
great.
being pretty
Also,
funny.
I'd actually really like Diddy Kong, like
Oh
the good old
yeah.
Diddy Kong racing.
Uh,
I'd like to see some of those brought
I
back.
I do have to bring this into chat because I had the exact same thought. And this probably came from our buddy Oso, Mario Kart Maker. There was a game, Oso, you'll have to remind
That would be
me,
cool.
that was on the PlayStation. I played on his system, where you could make your own tracks, and that it was like Mario Kart, but you basically drove around and designed your track to be however you wanted. Then you could drop things in. Mod Nation Racers. Thanks, Oso. That's that. Having that in Mario Kart would just be incredible. A Mario Kart level maker. Um, Adding that to Smash Bros. Back when Smash Bros. Didn't have a level editor, when they first added that to Brawl, even though it was pretty basic, was pretty mind blowing. Of the new, like a new gimmick. So I think if they're gonna make a new Mario Kart, like that could be the gimmick.
Well, and they kind of tested it out with home circuit, right? You could make your own courses. I mean, it was the augmented reality, but maybe they're already thinking about it.
Well, they did it in that in the Labo motorcycle. You could make tracks
Oh yeah.
as well. Yeah, I didn't. I forgot about Mario Kart Live. That you made like yeah, that was like the whole game was making your own tracks. But I think we're onto something here, guys. I'm hoping that
We
this
got
is
it.
what. Yeah, I'm hoping this is what we get. If this comes back, we're just gonna. I'm just gonna say right now we're all prophetic. That's what we're magicians in the world of Nintendo. Well, with that, let's move to the last segment of our show, which is the community corner. And we have two topics for discussion here in the community corner. The first we're going to focus on here is I am seeing a growing movement, vocalization of I don't really want to call it complaining, but of I don't even want to call it frustration,
Dissatisfaction.
dissatisfaction with the content coming for Animal Crossing New Horizons, for their DLC. And I have thoughts on this, but I just want to get the topic out here and ask what you guys think about this. Have you seen or heard this kind of talk that it's not like it's been light? I mean, we just hit their year mark, and they kind of just hit the repeat button on the events so far. There hasn't been anything big or new. Who are your thoughts?
Yeah, that like so many other people, that game came out at the right time for me, and me and my wife were really, really into it. Um, and then after 6 months, we haven't really picked it up. And Animal Crossing with their updates haven't really given me a reason to go back yet. Like I thought about picking it up again whenever the Super Mario 35th announcement came out and they added like the warp pipes and stuff, and I thought that was really cool. But I've been pretty disappointed with some of the extra stuff too.
All that Mario stuff got me to go back for like 3 days. And
Yeah,
then
I
Really?
forgot.
I got like practically everything I wanted, and now I'm good.
So I have mixed feelings on this because I agree with the disappointment. Um, but I also feel like the game I'm seeing complaints that say that the game is not finished, or that the game was not finished when it was released, and that we had to wait for DLC for it to become complete, which I do not think is true. I think the game was a complete game when you got it. Like, the whole story was there, which story, I don't know what you really say, but like all the mechanics for paying off your house, and unlocking the island, deck, gosh, what is it called? Terraforming. I had to think about it. The island terraforming. All of that was there, and the DLC from that point on was just like extra stuff. It didn't make the game complete. It just gave it more, which I think is Nintendo's philosophy on DLC. They're very much oriented for, we are making this, we're making a complete game, and then we will make DLC for it. They're not like designing a game and then going, okay, we're going to release this part and then the next part will come out later, kind of deal. Like you'll see with some games out there. It's coming very normal. So all that aside, I actually looked this up. If you look up the time to beat Animal Crossing New Horizons, the average play time for the main story is 60.5 hours. That's how long it takes to beat. And then the main plus extras is 120 hours. And if you're a completionist, 355. And I look at my playtime and go, I got my money's worth out of this game. And I see that all of these people that are throwing huge, I'm not going to say tantrums, but like that are badgering, going like, we're not getting enough updates for Animal Crossing. We're not getting enough. These are the same people that put like 200 plus hours into the game back at launch. So I really like, I want more. I think that Nintendo needs to do more for sure. But I also think that maybe we are expecting too much. Because like, we've gotten our money's worth out of the game. A lot of people have put in well over 100 hours into this, and if the time to beat regularly is 60, and this isn't the kind of game where you just get to the credits and you're done. Like, I just feel like that. I don't know. That was kind of my thought process. I don't know if you guys agree, disagree.
You know, it's so funny, like how we think about video games now. It wasn't too long ago where you bought the game and it was like the self-contained thing. When they shipped it, that was it. And now we expect video games to be these living, breathing things that, oh yeah, of course it's going to get updated. It might not have this feature today, but we'll get it in 6 months. I don't know. I don't think that it's fair to say, hey, I paid $60 for this a year ago and I expect to have, you know, something added for free that's going to add 20 or 30 more hours of playtime for me. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that maybe if it's a paid DLC thing, but even then, those developers want to move on and build something else.
Yep. That's very much Nintendo's philosophy as well. They want to move to the next thing. I have seen as well, while we're on this topic, a lot of people going like, well, it's missing features that were present in the last game. And I want to clarify the thinking here. At least for me, I don't quite think that's a fair comparison to go, it should have everything the last game had and more. Because do we expect that of any other series? Like, I just don't. I don't look.
Pokemon.
yeah, that is true.
Yeah, speaking of tantrums about not getting all the content they want, we don't have the national Pokédex, and every Pokemon's not here. A lot of people get upset about that.
It's true. I don't feel like that's very fair to the companies making the games. Like, that's treating it like software more than like game. Like, okay, I bought the new version of Word. It should have all of the old, it should have all of 2013 Word and new stuff. And if it doesn't have all that old stuff, then I'm getting robbed here. This isn't like an iterative software thing. It's a sequel to the game, and it should be different. Even though Animal Crossing has a very core gameplay loop that it follows with each one. But our buddy over from the Dad Crossing podcast, Nintendo, he pointed out to me that like there's a lot of new stuff in this game. Like terraforming, brand new. Placing furniture outside, brand new. New and different character interactions. You've got the shops are set up differently, and the online play is done very differently. So there's a lot of new things for the series in this game, and they took it a different direction. And I think people just kind of forget those because they want the old stuff in addition to that stuff. I don't know. That's my rant about ranting about Animal Crossing. Like, I just kind of chuckle because I know that when someone's complaining about not getting enough Animal Crossing content, that they have already put in like a full 60 hours into the game. Like, I just know that, and I'm like, you got it, you got enough. I think we might even be able to say like, hey, let's just get a sequel. Let's just get a sequel rolling for this, and maybe we shorten the cycle like for Splatoon. Like Splatoon's getting 2 games on one console. That's pretty sweet. Animal Crossing could get up there with that. This sold so well, it would not surprise me.
Oh yeah, no way.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move to the last community corner subject for today. And this one I think we're gonna have some fun with. So, did you guys? We're talking top 5 picks for Smash Bros. Character DLC. Do you guys have your lists prepared in numerical order, or is it just a grouping?
Mine's just a grouping.
Yeah, mine too.
Okay, well then we won't count down from 5 to 1. But maybe we'll save like our top pick in the grouping, because I'm sure each of us has like a top pick. So who wants to start? Oh, I knock over my water bottle. Who wants to start? Justin, you want to, as our guest, you can go first.
Okay, so do you want me to do just the first 4 and then save the last one, or give them all to you at once?
How about just do one? We can each take one. We'll go round robin.
Okay. So this one's one I'm surprised isn't already on there, because he's in Mario Kart. Shy Guy.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I'd dig that.
I love Shy Guy.
It seems like such an obvious choice, and I was thinking about it. I was like, who would be somebody who is in a lot of other kind of stuff? And I started looking at the Mario Kart rosters. I was like, wait a second, Shy Guy wasn't in the original Smash? Nope.
Oh.
And I'd want his final Smash to be he just like takes off his mask. And it's like a black hole that sucks everyone in.
Like some crazy thing going on there.
It just doesn't. It like shows that they see, but doesn't show us what it is. That everyone just died.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Shy Guy is one that like gained popularity through Mario Kart. I don't know if that's like as a character. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but he first showed up in Mario Kart on the DS, I believe. And anytime you played with download play, you had to play as Shy Guy. So you're kind of forced to be a fan. But I am a fan of Shy Guy, and anytime they show up, they are super hilarious and well written in Paper Mario games. I think in every Paper Mario game, there's a Shy Guy. I've always thought like, yeah, Shy Guy's the best. That's a good pick. Micah, how about you?
Okay, well, I'll just get my crazy one out of the way. Someone said this as a joke, and it just really stuck with me. But the Tetris L shape.
Oh, I'm gonna have to change mine. I was gonna say the same one. I know
just think
someone
that'd
said
be
that as a
hilarious.
joke, but it just. I mean, it's Tetris. That would be so cool. Yeah. What are your thoughts on like how it would play? I still can't really picture it.
I have no idea how that would play. Maybe it's not even a Tetris L shape. It's like every Tetris shape, but
Put
I don't
together.
know how that would work. Like, yeah, I have no idea, but I
I
think it would just be really funny
I
and
have to pick.
great.
I like the closest I can get to like imagining what that would look like because Sakurai would take that and just do an awesome job with it. I feel like it would be the Tetris L piece or a Tetris piece. Whatever. I don't know what's the most iconic Tetris piece, and
The line, I guess.
each like side attack would be a different piece, would extend like an arm, like
Oh, that would be cool.
Or
similar to
maybe it's
what.
just like a block of like the squares, and you do like an over smash, and you turn into one of the shapes in that, and to hit those people or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I was picturing it kind of like Pac-Man. You know how when he does a side smash, he like summons a ghost,
Ghost.
and uses like different things from the game. Yeah, I know the final smash would be like a line
Yeah,
finishing like a
you fall in, and
yeah,
yeah.
that would be pretty great. Well, then I'm gonna go with since I didn't rank mine really, but this one's gonna be on the lower tier, and that's gonna be the Goomba stack.
Oh, that was one of mine as well.
Oh, wasn't it? We've talked about these a bunch, but I'm not gonna say Goomba. It can be just Goomba, and maybe something with uh, the further you get into the match, the more of a stack you build up, or something like that. Or it's like ice climbers where they
Maybe you
work
start
together.
as a stack, and the more damage you take, the smaller you get.
Yeah,
You
Or the
lose Goombas.
opposite, and it gets easier to hit you.
That'd be scary.
it
Or
would
like
be.
the anti-Lucario, you don't get scarier the more percentage you have. You just get more afraid.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it would be a lot of fun to see what they do with just the most iconic enemy in all of gaming, right? Like the Goomba. So
I guess the build off that you start out as one Goomba and you get beat up, and then like a new fresh Goomba comes in and takes the bottom part so that you can have a little rest. And it just keeps building.
it's like yeah, yeah. That's my pick. I and I my list is kind of a combination of things I think are possible in addition to like what I want. Not just like oh yeah, because so I left things like Sora off my list. I don't think Sora's possible. And like Goku, Spider-Man, like that kind of stuff I left off my list. I went
So
with more
you
like
probably don't have
possible.
Shrek on your list then? Maybe I'll take that off. No, just kidding.
There were people that voted for Shrek in the big poll that they did. I know that there was a fairly good percentage. Anyways, Justin, give us your next pick.
All right. This one's kind of my silly one, but it's possible. Let's draft Hop from Sword and Shield. I just want to beat up Hop in Smash.
I don't even know it. I haven't played Sword and Shield. I don't even know who that is.
He's
Your rival.
the
Your
rival.
rival? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Would he be like Pokemon trainer, or you want actually Hop in there so that you can beat
I
him
just
up?
want Hop.
Just him.
Just
He's just
they're really
overwhelmingly
young.
underpowered.
Yeah.
I dig that. That'd be pretty. I think that would be pretty funny.
No, I really like what they did with the Pokemon trainer. I think it would be cool to have an updated one with
Some new
different starters,
Pokemon.
maybe.
Yeah, that'd be really
Well,
cool.
I'll give my pick right here then. I think, or I want a multi-generation Pokemon trainer. So there is currently no Pokemon rep for Gen 2, Gen 3, and the latest generation. So I want them to do a Pokemon trainer and pick an iconic Pokemon from each of those.
Like Shuckle, right?
Shuckle. Yeah,
Yeah,
you could
he's
throw
pretty
Shuckle in
iconic,
there.
right?
That would actually be interesting if they, instead of going for, because basically what you get with Pokemon trainers, you get fast, quick hitter character with Squirtle. You get kind of a mid tier in speed and power, and then you get Charizard, who's slower but is a heavy hitter. If they focused on 3 different types of things, so maybe one is more of a brawler, another one's more of like an energy user, and then maybe someone in between. I think that would be cool and would be a nice callback and would make sense with Pokemon's 25th anniversary going on right now. That's my pick. Micah?
Well, I guess I'll just get it out of the way. I gotta go with Waluigi. I'm not actually that big a Waluigi fan, but I just feel like he deserves to be in there. With all the other Mario characters they have, it just seems a little disrespectful to not have him.
When they added Daisy, and no offense to Daisy fans, I know there's a cult following for Daisy. When they added Daisy, I just felt like that was a slap to the face as a Waluigi fan. I was like, man, that's when Daisy gets in before Waluigi. What has the
Or there's
world come to?
Rosalina, been in one game.
Yeah.
Okay, let me talk about, like, I understand people love Rosalina, but I do
Oh,
not.
I'm glad they added Rosalina. To be fair,
I do not get how she just shortcut everything. She just, like, the rising star in the Mario franchise to suddenly become like a main character princess after one game. No other character's done that. I don't know. What about Shy Guy? Shy Guy's worked hard for decades.
Yeah, for years.
Yeah.
a thankless job.
Yeah. Good pick, Waluigi. Justin, you want to give us another one? I kind of jumped out of order there, so.
Yeah. So I had another one from Mario's history who gets no love in any of the games. Let's get Geno from Super Mario RPG.
There's a lot of Geno fans out there. Yeah, I think I think it would be weird because he's only been in
explode.
He's only been in one game. Has he been in any other?
That
He hasn't
sounds
been in any other
familiar.
Mario game.
I think that was it.
Yeah. So I feel like if they're gonna do that, like, there has to be something more. Like, he's got to come back as a character for Mario in other things.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't mind. I think he's a cool character. People love him. Micah, you got another pick?
But yeah, I believe someone on one of our podcasts said this, and I don't remember who it was, but Dr. Robotnik.
Oh, that's Seth. For all in. Yeah, we had him as a guest, and he was talking about this in Discord actually. Yeah, I was gonna bring up some of those picks there, but yeah, Dr. Robotnik. His point. I'll just pull up that discussion here if I can find it quickly. His point was basically like all of the hero characters in Smash Bros, like the iconic hero characters, have their villain there. You've got Mario and Bowser. You've got Link and Ganon. You've got
They even got Samus and Ridley now.
yeah, and so he feels like it would stick really well with the ultimate villain theme. Here's a point he made. He said, it'd be odd for the ultimate Smash Bros. Game with Sonic as a playable character not to have his major villain in the roster. So, yeah. I agree on that front, and I think he'd be an interesting character. Don't know how he'd play. Yeah, that is a good pick. I am gonna circle back. I also want Waluigi. I know you already said this one, but I'll double up on it. I unironically think he needs to be in this game. He's in every party game Mario has, every sports title. He's in Mario Kart. I don't get why he's not a playable character in Smash Bros. I think that he should have been added a while ago. He's kind of iconic and would complete the Mario Bros circle. You know, you've got Mario and Luigi, Wario, and there's a void there that you feel when you don't have Waluigi in the game. You're like, where is he? I need that void filled.
Yeah.
And the internet would explode. I know he's like very much a meme, like huge a meme on the internet. I wanted him before memes existed. Like that's how much I wanted Waluigi. But Justin, what's your next pick?
I know this would never happen because of licensing issues, but with Nintendo's relationship with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, wouldn't it be awesome to have one of them, and to go back to your earlier point about villains, a Ninja Turtle and Shredder? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Man, that would be
That'd be
awesome.
cool.
Especially with their kind of iconic video games that they've had. Aren't they in Mortal Kombat? Are they in Mortal Kombat?
Are they?
What fighting game are they in? They're in a fighting game.
Let's say Shredder in Mortal Kombat seems vaguely familiar. Seems like something that would happen.
I'm doing a quick search here.
Yeah,
I know there
like
was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tournament fighter. That's not what I'm looking for. I feel like they were announced for Mortal Kombat. Injustice. That's what they're in. Injustice 2. Which is Mortal Kombat but with DC superheroes, right? Which
Yeah.
I feel like that makes less sense actually, but whatever. maybe because Injustice is probably a little less rip your spine out gory. I don't know though. I don't know about that. Nice. Ninja Turtles Shredder. Good pick. Good pick. Micah?
I haven't really come up with one since you stole my Goomba stack, but I just ran looking through Nintendo characters and I saw Epona. So we don't have a horse character as far as I can tell, and that could be pretty cool.
It's high time.
Play as Epona. I mean, sure. Why not?
Or actually, even better, King Boo. I could see that. Get some Boo character.
Yeah.
That could be cool. Like if you weren't looking at him, or if you were looking at him, you could hit him. But if you weren't, he could be invincible or something. I don't know. They could do something cool with
that'd be
that.
Interesting. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like a lot of his attacks could involve sort of like Pac-Man summoning ghosts. King Boo summon some ghosts.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what they could do with that character.
You can turn someone into a picture.
Is this our fourth? My list kind of got thrown off as well. So I'll save this as my number one pick, I guess. I've got to come up with like another character. I'm missing one now that Mike and I shared such similar ones. Let's see here. Do we have anybody in chat? Oh my gosh, K9 coming in with a save here. Skull Kid for from Majora's Mask would be a pretty cool addition, and it's been a while since we added a like new fresh Zelda character to the series. It's in the same line of thinking as Epona, except Epona I think is a little more unique. That would be really cool.
Unique's a good thing, right?
It'd be cool. Like there's nothing like that in the game.
Maybe it'd fit a little more as an assist trophy. They could add it.
Yeah. I kind of want some sort of joke character. Because Sakurai likes to always put in
I mean,
one that's like off
you
the
already
wall.
mentioned Waluigi, so
No, Waluigi's not a joke. No, I like Piranha Plant. When they first showed that, I was like, what? We Fit Trainer. When they first showed We Fit Trainer, I was like, they really just put We Fit Trainer in Smash Bros. I I want something like that to just shock, um, especially right now for this slot, because the last slot needs to be a big closeout. I'd say like they can't put the joke character at the end. They can't put Byleth at the end of the pass. Like, don't do that again. That was a bad move, from the marketing side of things. So yeah, that's gonna be my pick. I'll just go with Skull Kid. All right, so our final picks. Justin, we'll let you lead off. What is your like number one most wanted character for Smash Bros?
This is another one. It's never going to happen because of life issues, and we've already brought him up. But it would be awesome to have Goku.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it would be the greatest. I get
Yeah.
he's in Jump Force, and I guess I could go play that, but I don't think anybody plays that.
Nothing quite. I mean, like you could say like, oh, they're in this other fighting game. Nothing's like Smash Bros. Like Smash Bros is its own thing. It's just such a cool like standalone. Like this is what it is. Yeah. I agree. I think Goku would be awesome. I I know it would never happen, but I think it would be pretty cool. If
That's
they're gonna
another one.
if they're gonna bring in an anime character, he is the like anime character. Don't bring in someone from some new like don't bring someone in from some new series. Dragon Ball is like the renowned like that's anime. I don't know.
Yeah, and there's so many Dragon Ball games on the Nintendo system. I mean, going back to the NES, like, I just think it would be a cool homage, especially if they end up putting Kakarot onto the Switch this year. I think it would be awesome.
Yeah. What do you got for your number one pick, Micah?
well, I got a. What was that?
I'm honestly curious because I have no idea what this is for you because you've already given all the ones that I'm like, oh, this is what Micah's gonna pick.
I mean, they already have him as an assist trophy, but Isaac from Golden Sun.
Oh my gosh, duh! I can't believe I forgot about
That'd be my
Isaac.
number one. I just feel like there's so many cool things you could do.
Yeah. My number one pick, which will probably come as no surprise to Micah, but this is actually from a series I'm not a huge fan of. Master Chief from Halo. Now, my thinking here, and why I want him in, because I don't feel like there is an Xbox rep in Smash Bros. And if you think about it, Microsoft has provided Steve, and by extension, they've offered Banjo Kazooie with Rare, right? But when you think about those characters, you don't tie them to Xbox. You tie them to I tie Minecraft to PC, and I tie Banjo to the N64. I think of Banjo more as a Nintendo character than as a Microsoft character, which is funny because like he's not been a Nintendo character since the N64. But you think about PlayStation and you think about reps for PlayStation, and Cloud and Sephiroth are like, yeah, that makes sense. Like that they rep the PlayStation crowd, even though they're not really PlayStation characters; they're Square characters. But if you think about Xbox, I mean, I like half the reason I want him in is to see his reveal trailer. You know, like you just picture like guys fight like maybe Star Fox and guys fighting in space, and they're fighting like the Master Hand, the like big orb of light. They're shooting at it and stuff, and then you just see like a ship come in and it just starts playing the guitar. Da-da-da-da,
And
da-da-da-da.
it
Yeah,
he
like
comes floating out, holding onto a big bomb.
yeah. I just like it would be just so mind blowing. I feel like that would be really cool. So that's I think I think it would tie really well with maybe a release of the new Halo Infinite game, or like more info coming on that, um, or hear me out here, a Master Chief Collection port coming to the Switch. We've talked about rumored partnership between Xbox and Nintendo, and everybody's like Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass. I'm like, no, guys, it's Chief and Smash, and they're doing a little share, and they're gonna share the original Halo games should run on a Switch. I'm pretty sure they'll run fine, right? And that's I think that would be like just a really cool collaboration. So yeah,
Halo, the original Halo, and what was the second one? Were they on the original Xbox, or was it just the first one? I can't remember.
Halo 2.
I think Halo 2 was 360, I want to say, but I really don't know.
What platform was that on?
But yeah, the Switch could definitely run at least those first three.
Yeah, it looks like it was Xbox 360, according to my really quick Google search.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Man, after seeing what they did with Monster Hunter, the Switch can run almost anything. It's amazing when it's actually built for the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they just put over what was that game? The zombie game that was built on the Halo engine. Gosh, I cannot remember what the game's called. Stubbs the zombie. Thanks, chat coming in and saving my bacon today. Stubbs the zombie in Rebel Without a Pulse. That was yeah, I remember the title.
Oh yeah.
And that was just a port of basically a GameCube, or not GameCube, an Xbox game, and they also just put on that Star Wars game that was also an Xbox title. So I think it's doable. I think a port of those games coming over makes sense, and I feel like that would just be a really cool thing for it'd be like, wow, we're playing Halo on a portable Nintendo system. Like what? That would be pretty mind blowing. I know there's a lot of people want Doom Guy. I don't think of Doom Guy as iconic as Halo. Personally, I think Doom Guy is iconic, but not to the level of Halo. And maybe that's just because Doom is riding high current. I think it's got that like these current last couple games have been like super good, but prior to that, like there was a huge gap.
Yeah.
From like Doom being really good. And Halo's kind of dropped off since the original trilogy. It's kind of gone down in its popularity and quality, but it's still like the Xbox game, and he's the mascot. So, I don't know. They've already got they've got Peach in the game, and Cortana and Peach are the same voice actress, or were at some point. So they've already got the voice actors lined up. Yeah. So I got to give some honorable mentions here because we did have some folks in the community corner talking about this game. Monkey Thunder says, "I just want Rayman."
Oh yeah.
Rayman's a good pick. And no one put this, but Plock. Plock's out there.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say Plock. That's one of them.
I don't want it. I don't know. I like I said, my list, I tried to be realistic. I didn't feel like Plock would have a fighting chance. Sorry, buddy. And then yeah, Dr. Eggman. There was more on here. We had Solo Something also wanted to see. He's like, I know this would never happen, but he would love to see some Naruto characters in. But I think if he was watching, he'd probably be okay with a Goku, I'm guessing. Um, and let's see. I know we had one from Mole.
I'm surprised nobody's mentioned Crash. With the
Oh
Insane
yeah.
trilogy now.
I don't want
Crash
Crash in
4.
Smash Bros. I don't want him in
No?
there. No, I'm not a big Crash Bandicoot fan at all. Like I'm also not a big I played Halo, but I never owned an Xbox. So I've played it, but anytime I played a Crash game, I was always unimpressed. Like like I didn't
Wow.
think they
I
were
think Crash would be cool.
I didn't think they were horrible, but I didn't like I don't know, I didn't get attached to it in like as a kid. I don't have the nostalgia for it at all. You know, Halo's a game I feel like I can say like I don't have nostalgia for, but I can go back and play it and enjoy it. Whereas like Crash, I feel like you have to have played it at the time.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
didn't
know.
age super well either. The gameplay.
No, it's pretty challenging. It's pretty challenging as well. Maybe I'm just not smart enough to understand Crash Bandicoot. But yeah, like that would be pretty cool. He would be like another definitive PlayStation representative, right?
Yeah. Him or Spyro, right?
Or,
Like,
oh, Spyro, yeah.
Yeah, there's another one.
Or Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank.
I think would be cool.
I do wonder how much, because this latest character roster, all of the fighter pass announcements have all been games that, or like characters that are like pretty hype characters to help promote things. So that's kind of where my brain went with the Master Chief Collection and stuff. Um, and I feel like the Crash ship has sailed. Like they've come out with all the stuff that they're going to be coming out with on the Switch for Crash.
yeah.
Same with Spyro. They did the Spyro trilogy. But I don't know. I mean, then the same people that made that decision also put Min Min in for Arms, and Arms had been kind of considered a dead game, and Byleth, well, like, which I guess is to promote the new Fire Emblem, which is still
They
selling.
just come out with a new Fire Emblem costume or something for that. We already got enough of those guys.
Yes.
So when does Sakurai put himself in the game?
That should
That's the ultimate fighter at the end.
that
That'd
should
be
be the last
hilarious.
one.
Or Master Hand.
That's what I was gonna say. Like spiritually, Sakurai is Master Hand, right? Like
they put in Master Hand and his final smash. It sort of just like zooms out and it's Sakurai with like the Master Hand glove on.
And he like takes like a toy version of the character and throws it,
Yeah,
and then it
just, like,
goes back
breaks
to
up.
game, and they're like, yeah, that would be pretty hilarious.
One thing we didn't talk about with all these new Star Wars games coming out now, with Disney's purchase of LucasArts, I wonder if there could be some more Disney characters in Smash. Like that could open the door to hundreds of characters.
Yes, my thought process is like Smash Bros. I think is it's video game focused, right? It would be really cool if they lent the engine to other things, like what Mortal Kombat and Injustice do. They're like, okay, we're gonna have Mortal Kombat, but it's just gonna be superhero focused. Okay, we're gonna have Smash Bros, but it's just gonna be anime, but we're gonna use the Smash Bros engine, or Disney. Like I feel like the IPs there would be really cool for like a spin-off to Smash Bros.
Yeah,
using similar mechanics and whatnot. But I don't know. Like that was my thought process. I think that would be kind of cool to see a Disney Smash Bros thing. Or just like a bunch of iconic Disney characters. But I mean, we did talk about Sora a little bit. Would he integrate in the Disney stuff? Maybe sneak it in there.
Maybe.
I don't know. People really want Sora. Like I do know that's a thing, but I think everybody is also kind of in the back of their minds gone, no, it's not possible. But that's what we said about Cloud. That's what we said about a lot of these characters. We're like, Joker? What? Everything's off the table at this point. Like, you can do anything. Yeah. Well, that about wraps up our show for tonight. And appreciate you hanging out with us, Justin. Let's close out here with, I guess we'll turn it over to you. Where can people find you online and tune in for your stuff?
You can check out my website, NintendoWatcher.com, or find me on Instagram. It's @NintendoWatcher.
Nice. And you're also on Twitter under the same handle, right? Well, I believe.
Yeah, but without the E
Okay.
in Watcher.
We'll
make it work.
I'll have links to all that in the description of the podcast, as well as if you're watching on the YouTube, you can link out to it there. Super thanks for coming on and for sharing some Nintendo geek out with us, especially on the character lists. Loved the picks.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been awesome.
Yeah, anytime, man. If you'd like to follow us on social medias, we are at Nintendo Pals Podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and at Nintendo Pals on Twitter. You can find us in pretty much any podcast listening app. And if you can't, let me know. I'll put us on there. And if your app lets you do this, which I believe you can do through Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star review. It helps us get seen, helps the show get more visibility, and leave us kind reviews. If you would like to join up our community Discord, you can do that as well. Links to that are in the description. And I guess to close out, I just want to put a reminder out there for those listening that we will be doing a special holiday event for Nintendo Pals Day coming up on the 29th of this month. I meant to lead the episode with this, but I always forget. I need to write it down for the notes for next week's episode. But we are going to be doing a just kind of like a big day to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of our show. And for that, we're going to be doing community gaming. We're going to be streaming gameplays that we're doing. And we're going to be doing some giveaways of eShop cash prizes. So tune in for how you can win some of those. I think we'll do a share this and be entered to win, and then day of we'll also be doing some giveaways. If you are listening and want to be involved in the giveaways, like maybe have a prize or something you think would be cool to be given out as part of Nintendo Pals Day, hit us up. And you can contact us anytime via Discord, Twitter, and all the social medias. Special thanks to VGR for the theme music that we use for our show. And if you want to hear more of his stuff, links to that are in the description. With that, let's close out of here. Justin, you want to give us a closing remark?
2 things. First, congratulations on 1 year. And
Thanks.
2, #Gino for Smash.
Yeah!